All right, let's talk about the highest to lowest leverage mechanisms within a cold email system. So, what are the things you should actually be prioritizing when you're running cold email campaigns, when you're building your cold email system, when you're looking to improve results, etc. There is a hierarchy to everything. Some things matter more than others. So I'm going to break that down, and this is what I've just seen from my experience of sending over 5 million emails. So let's dive into it. So we got the highest leverage here. These are things that need to be in place. Like these have to be in place, or else cold email is not going to work. Like 100%, cold email will not work if you do not have these things in place. Okay. Number one is deliverability. If your emails are not landing in the prospect's inbox, then nothing else matters. Literally nothing else matters, right? It's very simple, but it's probably the most important thing because it doesn't matter what your offer is, social proof, volume. If you're not landing in the prospect's inbox, then it literally doesn't matter. So you need to make sure your deliverability is sorted, or else you will have zero results with cold email and it'll all be a waste of time, right? So make sure your DNS settings are in place, you're using spin tax, um, you're switching your copy. Make sure you're writing actually good copy, because if your emails suck, if people are not responding to your emails, or you're getting marked as spam a lot, that will affect your deliverability. Also, making sure your lists are clean, all that stuff. That's the basics, right? You have to nail all that stuff down, or else it won't work, right? Number two is offer. If you don't have something that people actually want to buy, then cold email will not work. Again, you need to have product market fit before you start sending cold emails. Um, so yeah, you need to make sure your offer is optimized. If your offer sucks, then cold email is going to really be a struggle for you. So yeah, you know, build a good offer, use a guarantee if you have to, offer free work if you have to, etc. Social proof. If you do not have social proof to back your offer, then you're going to struggle. Your last solution is probably going to be having to work for free. So you need to have some social proof. This doesn't have to be in the email exactly, but you need to have a landing page with your social proof on it. You need to have case studies, all this stuff. If you don't, then it's going to be very difficult. Um, on the flip side, right? On the flip side, if you have more social proof, you have amazing social proof. Cold email is going to be even easier, right? All these things, like if you have amazing deliverability, cold email is going to be really easy. If your offer is amazing, super high leverage, cold email is going to become 100 times easier. Your scripts, if your offer is just so good, you're targeting an industry that no one else is targeting. Your scripts could be super long; they could break all the rules, but you're still going to book meetings, right? Because your offer is just so good. If you have a ton of social proof, if you've worked with all the biggest names, everyone knows you. You're going to book meetings. It doesn't matter how good your scripts are. Um, you're going to book meetings. Next thing is volume, right? This is a very high leverage lever to pull within cold email, because let's say if you're sending 1,000 cold emails per month or per day, and you're booking 10 meetings a month, if you were to 5x that, then you would, in theory, 5x the amount of meetings you're booking. So it just makes sense. If you're only sending 10 or 50 cold emails per day, you're probably not going to get results at all in any industry, unless your TAM is like maybe 100 companies or something. Um, you're just not going to get results. So you need to be pushing volume, especially in 2024. You need to be pushing high volume. And the final highest leverage mechanism that you need to have, all these things within this category are an absolute must to be dialed in if you want to get any results, is inbox management. You need to be able to, you need to have someone in place, or you need to be alert, um, available to respond to people within 5 to 10 minutes. You need to have reply templates in place. You need to have automated follow up in place, right? You need to have lead nurturing systems in place. All these things are absolutely crucial to converting leads into meetings. And just setting up a campaign, sending emails, it's not enough. You need to convert on the back end. Okay, so there you have it. All those things, again, in that category, need to be in place, or else you will not get results. Now let's dive into the high leverage, right? So these are again, these are very important. These are basically you have to have these in place as well. But these are like, if you don't have these in place, then there's 100% chance whatever you're doing will not work. All these things, it's sort of the same, but it's not as absolutely crucial as these. So, first, list building. List building, I put it over script writing because if you're not targeting the right people, then it doesn't matter what's in your script. You need to be targeting the right people, building relevant lists, so that you can write your copy around that. Right, the thing that comes first is the list, then you write the copy around the list. It's like a music producer, right? You create the beat first, and then you rap on the beat. You got to create the beat first. Building targeted lists, be able to tap into untapped databases. These are all skills and very important skills. So definitely take time to dial in your list building and making sure you're building good lists. You're also maximizing the amount of leads that you can find and target within your list, right? Very important. And then there's script writing. This is what everyone wants to know. Script writing. Um, Obviously, extremely high leverage, right? You need to be able to write good scripts. But let's say in a scenario where you have all of these things perfect, then honestly, your script, if you like, let's say this, if you have amazing deliverability, your offer is amazing, you have a ton of social proof, you're setting a ton of volume, your inbox management is incredible, and the lists you're building are super targeted, and you're hitting your ICP on the head, then honestly, your scripts don't have to be that crazy. Um, you could just follow a basic template. You could even do everything wrong at that point in your script. You could write a super long email, whatever. But if you have all these things dialed before that, then you're going to get results still. But then, of course, writing good scripts on top of that is just going to take everything to a new level. So, yeah, making sure you know how to write scripts, proper frameworks, the actual psychology of why people respond to things, how they read the email. All these things matter a lot. What people actually want to read, what needs, how to get rid of fluff within the email, what should actually be within the email. All very important things, right? Right. So next, A/B testing. So you need to. It's very likely the first script you ever write is probably not going to be the perfect script. So you need to test. So you need to write out a bunch of scripts and test those against each other. So A/B testing, it's never going to go away. You're always going to have to A/B test because the market's always changing. Scripts are going out of date. You got to always be testing. So very high leverage, very high leverage. Next is going to be automated follow up. So this is following up. This is kind of a part of the inbox management system, but this is for, let's say someone responds as interested, but they don't book a meeting yet. This is where you want to set up automated follow up, and this is very crucial because a lot of people say they're interested, but not book that meeting in, especially in saturated industries where people are receiving a ton of emails in their inbox every day. You need to make sure you're hitting them up with that follow up, or else they're just going to forget. Right? Their inboxes are clogged. They're flooded, literally flooded. So you need to be able to keep bumping yourself up to the top of the inbox and get that yes or no out of them and get them on the meeting. So absolutely crucial. Next is sales assets. So this is like lead magnets, case studies, things you can leverage with your scripts, within your cold email campaigns. These are things you would send to the prospect. You would offer it in your script. Let's say you helped Nike generate $1 million, etc., and you want to share the strategy you used to do that. You could create a sales asset around that and offer that to the prospect. So you're leading with value there, right? And what this is going to do, it's going to enhance your scripts. It's going to enhance it. You get a lot more positive replies. People that hop on the calls will be a lot warmer. They'll have a lot more context in your offer in general. They'll be a lot more interested. So sales assets are huge. I've harped on it a lot in the past. So yeah, definitely create those. And then final sort of mechanism within the high leverage category. Again, these are things that are essentially crucial, but yeah, these are essentially crucial. Just not like as absolutely crucial as these. Is landing page. So you need to have an optimized landing page. Just pay someone like 2K, 3K to set up a landing page. If you can't, if you don't have the funds for that, then then create one on your own, and just do your absolute best. But you should ideally pay someone, an expert, to create a clean landing page and just splatter all your social proof on it. Right? You want to have all of your case studies all of your video testimonials, whatever written testimonials, anything. Just throw it all over the landing page and just multiply it. You want to, throw as much social proof on that page as possible. So when a prospect looks you up, they can see, okay, this guy's a professional. He knows, he has all this experience. You can dive into your offer a bit more on the landing page. You have a VSL. All these things will help out a lot. And you need this for a cold email, or else people are not going to trust you, right? All right, so that covers the high leverage category. Again, these are absolutely crucial. So yeah, you need to dial all those in as well. Now we're in the mid leverage category. So these things, they're not absolutely crucial. You can kind of get away without these, but these will help boost results for sure. So first is optimizing like reply templates. So there is an art to reply templates, to replying, but really you want to keep, you just want to keep it simple, to be honest. It depends on the angle that you're taking the campaign. If you're offering a sales asset, then you want to, obviously create the reply template around that. If it's just an interest based campaign where you're just asking like, hey, are you interested in X? Then you want to, whatever, like create some sort of reply template around that. Give a little explanation about your offer. See if a longer reply works better than a shorter one, or if a shorter one works better than longer. You test that out, but most cases they're interested. If they really want to book a meeting, it doesn't really. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter as much as you would think when it comes to replying back to them with the reply template. You just don't want to be sending like a whole essay to them. But yeah, that still will affect conversions, of course. Next is a social media presence. So this is if someone looks you up and let's say you're on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. That's gonna help out a lot actually. But again, it's not like absolute. You don't have to have it, but it's gonna help out a lot, especially in saturated markets. It's almost kind of a crucial thing. I would almost put it up to here in high leverage, but you can get away without it. It just your results just won't be as good. But if you have amazing social proof, then your results are going to be even better, right? All these things, these are levers. There's leverage here, and we want to go through all these and make sure we're maxing out the multiplier of leverage on all these, right? And then final one within mid leverage is going to be personalization. So yeah, this is not absolutely crucial. Some of our best scripts ever had zero personalization, but in certain instances, if your personalization is, unique in a way, it's not just like a basic one-liner or whatever, it can definitely boost results for sure. Platforms like Clay, you can create good personalization with that. If you're really good with just GPT prompting, you can even do in Google Sheets. But yeah, personalization, it can even hurt results sometimes too if it's not good. So, but it can, you can make some amazing campaigns with some unique AI personalization. But yeah, so this is the mid leverage category. These things will help boost results, but they're not like absolutely crucial, right? And the final category is going to be low leverage. So these are things that basically don't matter. So number one is optimizing subject lines. A lot of people, the reason why I specifically added these two is, or even add this category at all, is because a lot of people will come to me asking like, hey, what's the subject I'm using, etc. Blah blah. I'm like, dude, it literally doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't use quick question. You can use whatever you want. I mean, I don't personally use quick question. I don't really like it, but you can use it and get away with it. It doesn't really matter. It's like my only sort of my only recommendation for subject lines, my only advice is to just make sure it's short. Make sure it's short, right? Don't make it more than like 3 words. To be honest, just like make it like two or 3 words. That's it. It's like about company name, quick question for name. It could be relevant to your offer, like cold email for company name. It doesn't matter. Like just keep it short. Make sure it just builds some sort of intrigue. But yeah, don't like sit here split testing subject lines. It's a waste. It's literally a waste of time. It doesn't matter. And then adjacent to this is tracking open rates. Again, this doesn't matter. The only thing that you should really be tracking is you should track reply rate for deliverability purposes. But the thing that you really like, the main metrics you want to track for the actual cold email performance is positive reply rate and then meeting book rate. That's it, right? How many positive replies are you getting, and how many of them are you converting to meetings? That's all that matters. Open rates don't matter, unless if like if you're getting a 10 or 20% open rate, obviously there's a deliverability issue, but you will have seen that in your reply rate. If your reply rate's below like 1%, right? So again, this category, this stuff's useless. Don't even spend any time on it. Spend your time on everything else above. Um, so yeah, when you're building out campaigns, when you're building out your system, you want to prioritize from top to bottom here, right? You want to make sure all these are in place before you launch. Then, as you launch, you want to make sure you're constantly improving in these. Um, and then, as you begin to optimize, start optimizing these things, and don't even worry about that. Don't worry about the low leverage stuff. So, yeah.